Alright, let's see if we can do this. Jesus Christ, people. Let's say we're ready to fly. Okay. Alright, looks like everything is off. Let's turn power on. What if I turn my lights off? Funny. Alright. GPSs are coming alive. Let's turn the key on. Okay, that's good. Looks like fuel is off. We can do this. Okay. Let's do flaps all the way down. Alright, let's go. Mixture for rich. A little bit of throttle. Let's crank it. Parking brake is set. Let's do panel lights. There we go. Let's do, I believe this is PO heat. Pump. Which one of these is landing light? There we go. There we are. Okay. Let's go continue. Continue.
TOS system test okay.
Thanks. Alright, approach. DM. We're gonna do alpha. We're gonna go bottle. Consumer license, that's fine. Okay, back. It's good. Got WAS. New version available, that's fine. New version of it. Looks like we've got chocks, tie downs, everything's good. Alright, that's effective. Good. Alright, 126.15, that's fine. Our standby. 1, 2, 3. Enter. He said, okay, that's better, yeah. All right. Alright, parking brake is off, flaps are down, throttle coming up. Alright, throttle down, bend traffic, Piper, Bravo, Golf, Kilo uniform at leading edge. Taxiing via Alpha to the 1-6 run-up area, bend traffic. We're going to try and do this as realistic as possible today. I know yesterday we were just screwing off, and while it was a lot of fun, I don't know if it helped as much as it could have. So today we're going to try and do it. We're going to do the VOR Alpha into Redmond. We're going to do the Bend 2 departure here from KBDN. In my GPS, it doesn't have the Bend 2, it just has the Bend 1, so we're just going to fly the Bend 2 as if it were in our system. Other than that, sit back and enjoy the show. parking brake on. There we go. Alright, 1700 RPM. Check our mags. Left mag. Add 100 RPM drop back to both. Right mag. Add 100 RPM drop back to both. Looking to see if there's a vacuum gauge in here right there. Suction gauge, that's good. Alright. Our magnetic compass and our heading, they're looking pretty good. I don't know what the altimeter is right now, I can find out. KBDN-KRDM .14. 30.14. Alright. 3460 is field elevation. We are within 75 feet. So our altimeter is good to go for the flight. Alright. Gauges are set. Everything is looking good. Alright. This time we can take parking brake off. And we can go get lined up. Alright, I don't see anybody in the immediate vicinity. So we're still on 123. Then traffic, Piper, Golf, Bravo, Golf, Kilo Uniform, taking off, runway 16 on the Bend 2 departure, northbound, then traffic. Alright, so the Bend 2 is a standard instrument departure. Actually, I think it's an obstacle departure. And so it is takeoff from runway 16, climb into 400 feet, and then make a right turn heading 310 and climb to 7,900, intercept the 340 radial, and head direct to DSD. So that is what we're going to do. Let's get going. Alright, full throttle. Airspeed's alive. Let's try and maintain center line. We are 50, 55, 60, up, 65, and rotate. There we are. Alright, we have positive rate of climb. Gear coming up. This heading until we reach 3,860 feet. And we are going to make a climbing right turn. There it is. Then traffic. Piper, Bravo, Golf Kilo Uniform, making right crosswind on the Bend 2 from runway 16. Then traffic. even though no one can hear me while I'm talking, it's still good practice for when I'm in the actual aircrafts. Alright, we're coming up on our heading of 300. We're going to stop our turn. We are going to continue climb until our top CDI, which is this guy right here, until he lines up. And then we are going to meet up with him. We are going to go over to the DSD VOR-A. Essentially in the west practice area, but this is where everybody does their turns, so make sure that you are clear of all traffic, which right now we are, and then we would switch over to Seattle Center. Which is 126.15 here, and we would say Seattle Center, Piper, Golf Bravo, Golf Kilo uniform with a VFR request. Seattle Center would come back and give us a squawk code, which in this aircraft, I don't know how to put the squawk in. It's somewhere over there, probably for another day. We would put whatever squawk code in they tell you, and then they would say, you know, proceed with request. Because we're not doing an actual IFR approach, I would say Seattle Center, Piper, Golf Bravo, Golf Kilo uniform, requesting practice approach into Redmond via the VOR Alpha via bottle with going missed. And they could say, you know, approved or denied, and we would just go from there. So we are going to proceed as if we got clearance to go to Redmond Airport on the VOR Alpha. Off of my heading. I want to be at 300 until I intercept the 340 radio from DSD VOR-A. Climbing past 7,000 feet. And our needle is starting to bring in, so we're going to turn, make a right turn, intercept that CDI needle. Sorry guys, my dog is squeaking toys. $7,400 and still climbing. So for this approach, most of the time we're given 8,000 feet as a altitude for our clearance. We can get to Deschutes VOR-A. We can cross over Deschutes VOR-A at or above 8,000 feet. We can make a left turn heading 295, and we can go out to Bottle. We can't descend to the 7,900 feet, which is the altitude for this approach, until we are established on a segment of the approach. And there we are at 8,000 feet, and we'll level off as best I can in the simulator. It's kind of hard. We shall see what I can do. There we go. Get my trim working for me, not against me. See if we can maintain. we are 3.3 miles from the Deschutes vortex. We're in a heading of 346, so I'm going to make a little bit of a correction, left turn. 340 is what we want. I'm a little high, going back down. Throttle, slow us down just a hair, see if we can maintain our 8,000 feet as best we can. Alright, 339, that's good. 1.1 to go. We'll zoom out of the 750. And look at that, there's the DSD vortex right there. So we are dead perfect on this thing. Actually, it's a little off, but it's okay. Alright, we are at 0.2. And then we are going to make a left turn heading 295. There we go. Left turn heading 295. Pull up a little bit. Go. And stay at or above 8,000. On 295 heading. My track, there we go. Track's coming in now. 295. We're going to go a little bit left of that. Secondary CDI underneath is the one we're looking at now. We're trying to get that to line up. This one up here, we're going to put it on the same 295. That's close enough. And we're going to try and get both of those lined up. And then bottle is 10 DME, or distance measuring equipment, miles from the DSD vortex. So we're going to be looking for a 9.5 DME before we make our 90-degree left turn and try and intercept the arc. Here we go. And we're going to do a little bit of a correction this way. 284, 285, 287, 289, boom, here we go. Alright, now, we'll get these guys lined up. There we go. Now, the method that we're going to be doing is the turn 10, twist 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn 90 degrees initially to intercept the arc, and then we're going to turn our top CDI 10 degrees. We're going to fly for approximately 10 degrees until that lines up. Then we're going to turn 10 more degrees, twist 10 more degrees until it lines up again. Our second CDI, we're going to turn to a 083 radial inbound. And what that's going to do is, once that lines up, we know that we're going to be able to turn inbound, and we're going to be heading straight for the Deschutes field. And now, this was originally heading direct bottle, so what we can do now is, because we are heading bottle, we can say, go direct 2. Boom. Go back. Go to this. Now it's saying we are dead perfect heading towards bottom. Now, regardless of if you are trying to do a practice approach It's still a good idea to contact Seattle Center and get flight following at night on long cross country, stuff like that. It's just better to have a second set of eyes in the plane with you. I mean, I know it's not in the plane, but you know, it kind of feels like that. They're looking out for you, they're looking out for other traffic around you. It's just a good idea. Alright, we are 7.1 DME, 7.2 DME from Deschutes. Got a couple of miles. So at this point, we could be doing our before descent checklists. And I don't have those checklists on me right now, but good idea to do those before descent checklists before getting to your initial approach fix. In this point, it would be a bottle for us. And then before reaching our final approach fix, it would be our before landing checklists, making sure that the mixture is set for go around, making sure that our carb heat is on, not for this aircraft, but for the Cessna 172 that I normally fly. Making sure that our seat belts are fastened, and making sure that we have read the approach plate properly, and we are ready to land. 8.7 DME, we're looking pretty good. I am a little high, but it's pretty much stabilized, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. And now it's telling me right now, you know, turn left, 204 right now. Here we go. So I'm going to do a standard rate turn. And I'm going to try and maintain a standard rate turn until a heading of 204 or 205. So at that, there we go, we're coming, 225, 224, 215, and we're gonna, there we go. And now we're gonna be able to descend down to the 7,900. We're gonna turn this guy 10 degrees. Very touchy in this zone. There we go. It lost a little bit of altitude coming back up. There we go, 7,900, that's what we want to see. And we want to just fly this. And now it shows us, hey, you want to be on a 198. Right now I'm 9.7 DME. Try and maintain altitude. Go, and our top CDI is coming in. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn that 10 more degrees. This guy we're going to turn in to the 083. There we go, 083. It's good. Looking pretty good actually. We're at 9.6 DME. For our practice approaches, and I believe we are good for 1 mile, fore or aft. Go. We are looking pretty good here, guys. Pretty good. I am staying a little on the inside. You want to try and stay at that 10 DME mark as best you can. And it's showing that airport right there, which would be our nearest airport if anything happened. And what we can do is we know once we do our brief approach brief, 1, 2, 4, 5 is Redmond Tower. We're going to put that in our secondary, so we're just ready for it. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but this line is coming in, this line is coming in, so we can actually turn to a 083 heading. And because we know that from here to the DSD VOR-TAC, we need to be at 5,900 before crossing over that, at or above, that we can descend down now. So we can see that we are 8.8 now, and we're coming in, 0.83 is what we want. So let's get that line back up. We're going to pull a little bit of power. We're going to start our descent. Now, we know that once we cross over the DSD VOR-TAC, we need a heading of 071. And what we can do is we can move this guy all the way over to 071. Right there. Nope. Sorry guys, the dog just nudged the controls. Not normally being a 2,000 foot per minute descent. There we go. Alright. Off a little bit of my course, but that's okay. I can get that back. I have 5.7 miles until I cross over the DSD VOR-TAC, which is where I need to be at 5,900 feet. I am going pretty fast. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slow us down just a little bit more. Get that descent coming in a little bit faster. Diamond DA62 up there, 20,000 feet roughly, 20,100. We have 3.4 miles to go. And we have about 700 feet to go. At this time, most of the time, Seattle Center will tell us to switch over to Redmond Tower. Frequency change has been approved. Thank you, have a good day. At the time, we'll do this, and we'll say, Redmond Tower, Piper, Golf Bravo, Golf Kilo Uniform, inbound on the VOR Alpha. Most of the time they'll say, Piper, Kilo Uniform, report to shoots. They'll say, report to shoots, Bravo, Golf Kilo Uniform. 1.5 miles, and we have about 100 feet to go, so we're going to level off here and just maintain this altitude until we get over DSD. Says turn left to 071 in 4 seconds. And there's our cone of confusion. And we can make our left 071. Right there. So on my heading it says 071. Up there, it did not. So right about there. And we know that we've passed DSD, so Redmond Tower, Piper, Golf Bravo, Golf Kilo Uniform, reporting over to chutes. We're going to get this top CDI lined up again. And we're going to go down to our minimums. Now our minimums here for this approach are 3660. And I'm actually going to try and land this. So this is not just a practice approach, this is a real approach. I'm just trying to look outside as little as possible. See this little flashing message here. What's this gonna say? Airspace alert. We are entering Class Delta airspace. Alright, and we are at 2.5 DME from the Deschutes VOR, and at 6.1 is our missed approach point. And we're gonna come down. We're gonna try and maintain that CDI on that top CDI as much as possible. We're gonna try and get down. Now, because I said I was going to try and land, I'm going to reduce throttle. I'm going to slow us down. I am 3.4, so I am within 3 miles of the airport. I am going to put my gear down. Gear in transition. Alright, that's putting me in the white arc. I'm going to put my first notch of flaps in. That is slowing us way down, and that is looking very good. Alright. Descending below 4,000 feet. And there's minimums. I can look up, and there's the airport. So I can...
500.
Redmond Airport. Piper Bravo Golf Kilo Uniform, airport in sight. And they can tell me that I have permission to land, runway 05, and that is what I'm going to try and do. Let's do another notch of flaps in. There we go. Final. One more notch of flaps. Reducing throttle. I want to get over to that center line as best as I can. And that's a touchdown. And let that nose just sink ever so slightly. There we go. On the center line. Go. And we can turn off here. And that is where we're going to call it. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good night.